Laughter filled the air in St. Grace High School as students rushed around the assembly ground. Everyone was excited. Their school had been picked to represent the region in the national inter-school swimming competition. It was the first time St. Grace High School was invited, and the entire school in town was talking about it. Juliet sat quietly in her class seat, reading a novel. She was the best student in school, always top in every subject. Everyone admired her. Teachers loved her. Even the principal once said, "If Juliet entered that pool, we are bringing home the gold." But Juliet's heart pounded as she overheard the list of selected students. And yes, her name was there. Inside, she felt sick. Her classmates clapped and cheered. Some girls hugged her. "Juliet, you must win for us, so," one shouted. She smiled awkwardly and nodded, but deep inside, she wanted to disappear. No one knew the secrets Juliet carried. No one knew why she avoided water her whole life. Not even her best friend, Mary. Juliet knew one thing: she had to find a way to avoid this competition. Because if even one drop of water touched her skin outside her home, everything would change. Juliet's heart raced as she walked home from school. "What will I tell them now?" she muttered. Her heart was heavy. She knew she couldn't swim, not because she didn't know how to, but because water outside her home was dangerous, very dangerous. The next day, Coach Emmanuel announced, "All selected swimmer, practice starts tomorrow, no excuses." Juliet quickly raised her hand. "Sir, please, my mom is very sick. I need to help at home." Coach Emmanuel frowned but nodded. "Family first, but don't stay away too long." Juliet signed in relief. That was excuse number one. She continued dodging practice the whole week. First it was emergency errands, then it was girl problem. Mary, her best friend, became suspicious. "Are you okay, Juliet? You kept running away from training." Juliet forced a smile. "Just family stuff. I will join soon." But each night, she sat quietly in her room, staring at a small old mirror her mother gave her. It wasn't just mirror, it was a symbol of what she really was. She touched the glass and whispered, "Mama, why did you make me like this?" The reflection shimmered for a second. She saw something strange. A flash of water, glowing scale. She looked away, afraid. That night, Juliet's parents sat her down. They could see the fear in her eyes. "Juliet," her mother began softly, "do you remember how we told you we prayed for years before you came?" Juliet nodded. Her father spoke next. "We couldn't have a child. Doctor gave up, so we went to a spiritualist in the river town of Ogunta. He told us the water spirit was willing to bless us, but with one condition." Juliet leaned forward, eyes full of curiosity. "We had to offer a goat, fresh white cloth, and bury a calabash by the river bank at midnight," her mother continued. "Then we were told not to let the child, you, enter any water outside our home. Not the rain, not stream, not pool." Julia's eyes widened. "You were born different," her father said gently. "You are connected to water, but if the outside world sees your true form, they won't understand," her mother whispered. Juliet sat frozen. It made sense now why she always avoided beach trips, why rain made her skin itch, why her skin sometimes shimmered when wet. "But Mama, Papa, I have been chosen for swimming. What do I do?" They looked at each other, helpless. "You must avoid it, Juliet, no matter what. Never enter that pool," her father warned. But deep inside, Juliet already knew something terrible was going to happen. 3 days before the big swimming competition, Juliet walked into school with a new excuse in her head. But as she stepped into the assembly ground, she froze. Coach Emmanuel stood with a whistle around his neck. Surprise practice, everyone. Swimmers, to the pool now. No one is going home until we see what we have got. Juliet has dropped. Her classmates cheered. Finally, Mary grinned. You are swimming today, oh Juliet. Juliet swallowed hard. I, I, I forgot my swimming suit. Juliet lied. Mary pointed at the bag. I brought an extra one for you. There was no escape. Minutes later, Juliet was in the changing room, staring at herself in the mirror. Her legs trembled. She slowly wore the swimsuit. Her skin prickled at the thought of touching water. She stepped out. The other girls were already laughing and diving in. Boys clapped from the sidelines. The pool sparkled under the hot sun. Juliet stood stiff, her toes barely at the edge. Coach Emmanuel noticed. Juliet, come in now. You can't chicken out. She gave a weak nod. Her classmates called her name, cheering, but she didn't move. Then someone shouted, Mary, call her in. And that was when it happened. Mary smiled playfully and shouted, Juliet, you need to loosen up. Without thinking, she cupped her hands and splashed water towards Juliet. Everyone laughed until the laughter stopped. The second the water hit Juliet's skin, she gasped, her legs gave out, and she fell to her knees. Her skin started to glow faintly, and her eyes widened in terror. Then, before the crowd could blink, scales spread over her legs, and her 2 feet joined together, forming a glittering, glowing fishtail. Screams filled the air. Jesus, someone shouted. She's a mermaid, another yelled. Coach Emmanuel dropped his whistle. Mary stepped back, her mouth hanging open. Juliet couldn't speak. Tears ran down her cheeks as she covered her face with her hands. But it was too late. Everyone had seen it. The water around her shimmered strangely, her body floating slightly without her trying. The truth was out. Juliet was no longer just the smartest girl in school. She was something else, something magical, something feared. And St. Grace High School would never be the same again. The whole school went into shock. Some students screamed and ran, others frozen, staring. Phones came out. Pictures and videos were already flying across WhatsApp group and TikTok. Julia stayed in the water, shaking, crying, hiding her face. She wished it was all a dream. Coach Emmanuel rushed forward. Everyone, move back. Give her space. But nobody listened. Whispers turned into loud gossip. Is it juju? No, it's marine spirit. Mary knelt at the edge of the pool, tears in her eyes. Juliet, I didn't know. I am sorry. Juliet looked up at her best friend, pain written across her face. You were never meant to find out. A staff member shouted, call the principal and close the gate. Before anyone could touch her, Juliet dove into the water and swam faster than anyone had ever seen. One powerful flip of her tail and she was gone, disappeared into the deep end of the school pool. Silence fell. No one knew what to say. No one could believe what they had just seen. Juliet wasn't just special, she was supernatural. By lunchtime, the entire town had heard the news. Some people said Juliet was possessed, others said she was a gift from the river god. Some parents rushed to the school, angry and scared. You allowed a mermaid to mess with our children, they shouted. The principal, Mr. Olaniyan, was sweating. Let's all calm down, please. We are investigating. Mary was crying in the corner of the classroom. She kept scrolling through her phone, deleting posts and comments. Juliet's desk sat empty. Some students were scared to even go near the pool. A rumor spread that if you drank water from the school tap, you would turn into a fish. Two pastors came to the school gate, holding crosses and shouting, Holy fire must cleanse this place. Inside Juliet's home, her parents locked the doors and windows. Her mother knelt by the mirror, praying and weeping. We should have kept her home. We should have said no. Juliet sat silently in the bathtub, her tears still glowing. I just want to be normal, she whispered. But deep inside her heart, something had awoken. The next day, an emergency staff meeting was held in the principal's office. This is spiritual welfare, shouted Mr. Adeniyi, the Christian religious studies teacher. We must call a crusade. But she has never harmed anyone, argued Mrs. Ada, the English teacher. Juliet is a good girl. We all know that. The principal signed, rubbing his forehead. Good or not, the parents are threatening to withdraw their children. We need answers. Coach Emmanuel stood up. What if we spoke to her family? Maybe this can be explained. Maybe she is not dangerous. Not dangerous? Hissed one teacher. She has a tail. What if she drags someone into the water nest? While the adults argued, students outside were making memes, sharing videos, and calling Juliet Ariel of Africa. Juliet's name was trending online. Some people loved her, others called her cursed. Meanwhile, Juliet remained indoor. She couldn't go to school, she couldn't walk on the street. The world knew her secret. Now, she had to decide hide forever or fight for her truth. That night, Juliet's parents went to look for the old spiritualist in Ogunta, the one who helped them years ago. They found him by the river, older now but still powerful. You broke the rule, he said, shaking his head. You allowed her to enter outside water. The world has seen her. Juliet's mother fell to her knees. Please, what do we do? The spiritualist sailed into the river and said, Juliet's time has come. She must either return to the spirit world or fully choose the human world. Juliet stepped forward. What if I don't want to choose? You have to, he said firmly. If you stay in both, neither world will accept you. The humans fear you, the spirits are calling you. He gave her a tiny blue shell wrapped in red cloth. When the moon is full, drop this into the school pool. Then you will know where your destiny lies. Juliet held the charm close to her chest. She didn't know what choice to make, but the full moon was only 2 nights away. The next morning, Juliet was shocked when she heard a knock on the door. It was Mary. Juliet hesitated before opening, but Mary rushed in and hugged her tight. I don't care if you are a mermaid or not. You are still my best friend. Juliet cried. Aren't you scared of me? Mary shook her head. No, I am scared for you. They are planning to ban you from school. Some parents even want to dry up the pool. Juliet gasped. Mary took her hand. I don't care what you are. You are Juliet, the girl who helped me pass mathematics, the girl who makes the best okpa snacks in town. You are you. Juliet smiled weakly. Thank you. Mary leaned in. But what now? Are you going to run or fight? Juliet looked out the window. The moon will be full tomorrow. My fate will be decided by then. She had a choice to make, and this time she wasn't going to hide. The night sky was calm, but Juliet's heart was not. She stood at the edge of the school pool, holding the tiny blue shell the spiritualist had given her. The moon above was full and bright, casting silver light on the water. Mary stood beside her, watching in silence. Are you sure about this? Juliet nodded. I need to know where I belong. Slowly, she dropped the shell into the pool. The moment it touched the water, the wind blew, the water began to glow blue, strange rippled forms, and Juliet heard a soft voice calling from the depths, Daughter of water, come home. She closed her eyes, her tail appeared. She could feel the pull of the water kingdom. Her body felt light, powerful. She felt like she could swim into the sky, but something stopped her. Mary. Standing there with tears in her eyes, holding her hand, Juliet turned to her friend. I belong here too. The water calmed, the voice faded. The choice had been made. The next morning, Juliet returned to school. Some students stared, some stepped back, but a few clapped softly. Mr. Olaniyan called for a school-wide assembly. She is one of us, he said into the microphone. Yes, Juliet is different, but has she ever hurt anyone? No, she is still the smartest, most disciplined, and most respectful student in St. Grace High School. Some teachers nodded, some still looked unsure. We do not chase our own away, he continued. Instead, we protect and learn from each other. Mary jumped up. If Juliet is out of the swimming team, I am out. Other students began to cheer. Bring Juliet back. Juliet stood quietly, overwhelmed by the love and support. Even Coach Emmanuel smiled. I still want her on the team, tail or no tail. But not everyone was happy. One parent, Mr. Benson, a powerful local politician, was furious. You want my son to swim with a fish girl? Never! He gathered other angry parents and threatened to sue the school. They wanted Juliet expelled. Whispers of curses, juju, and the danger spread again. Fear started rising. That night, someone snuck into the school and poured black powder into the pool. The next morning, the water was dark and smelly. Juliet arrived and saw the damage. Someone is trying to stop me. Mary frowned. They are scared, but they don't know you are stronger than fear. The school was shut for 2 days while they cleaned the pool and searched for the culprits. Juliet waited. Finally, the big day arrived. The St. Grace High School bus pulled into the stadium. Other schools were already warming up. Juliet sat quietly, a towel over her lap, eyes on the pool. Ready? Mary whispered. Juliet nodded. Their names were called. The crowd clapped. Everyone lined up. Juliet removed her towel, stepped into the board, and breathed deeply. On your mark. Set. Go! She dove in. Her tail shimmered under the water. She swam like lightning, passing others. With ease, the crowd gasped and screamed. Mary swam too, smiling as she kept up. The race was beautiful. Like poetry motion, Juliet touched the wall first. The whistle blew. They won. The crowd went wild. Even Juliet's hater couldn't deny it. She was magic. Back in school, Juliet became a legend, the girl who hid her tail and still led her team to victory. Some parents still gossip, but most came around. They brought gifts, apologized, and even asked her for selfie. Juliet stood tall, no longer afraid. She still had to wear special shoes to cover her feet when dry, and she still couldn't swim just anywhere, but she was no longer ashamed. The school made her their head girl. Her story was turned into a play. She even got a scholarship from a university abroad. One night, as Juliet stood by her bedroom mirror, she touched her glowing shell and whispered, "Thank you, Mama Water, for I belong here." Her tail shimmered softly, then faded away. From that day, Juliet walked with pride, not just as a girl, but as a mermaid who found her place in the world. What would you do if your best friend turned into a mermaid in front of the whole school? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more epic African stories. To my returning subscribers, you are the Rigi of this channel. Thank you for always coming back. And to you coming across this channel for the very first time, hi and welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, put on bell notification, and share to your loved ones. Thank you for watching Folktale by Chinelo.